Everything is looking super duper in the greenhouse. I thought, as it's a nice day, before it gets too windy, I'll just give the greenhouse a bit of a blow through. Otherwise it can get a bit damp. You can see we've got a bit of condensation on the glass there. A quick look down here. You can see all the cornflowers and the breezes doing well. I love these petite larkspurs, look at those. I still haven't done my Ami or my agrostemma yet. They're absolutely fine, but I will do that over Christmas. Got another tray back there. I've got some more trays of the petite larkspur. Look, you can see they're still popping up. That's agrostemma, that needs potting on. And then this is the wild carrot. So that is doing very well. Nothing needs doing there. Some more petite larkspur. Not that I like it or anything. And then that is the Orlea grandiflora, which I'll also pot on over Christmas. And here is the sweet rocket. That's doing very well. And then up here we've got the anemones and ranunculus, and I've potted on those plants that needed to get into the 1 litre containers. And then these ones are still in their 9 centimetres. They're fine at the minute, but once they get a bit bigger, I will pot them on so they can continue growing. These, you'll remember, I did the other day. Much more space. So these are the butterflies. They're just in the big containers because they're bigger plants. And this is the rose shape ranunculus, looking really good. So this is about the perfect stage, because obviously we don't want them to grow any quicker than this, because otherwise we'd have to plant them out. So they'll be perfectly happy here until after Christmas, January time. I normally put them in their final flowering positions, whether that's containers or in the poly. Some more down here, and here are the anemones. Don't water them the same as the ranunculus. I know I've told you loads of times, but you can really see now the difference. There's so much less foliage compared to the ranunculus. But yeah, I haven't done an awful lot of watering, to be honest. Got a nice bit of sunshine now. There we go, a little look from this side. Sweet peas on the top shelf. And a quick look from this direction. So you can see I've got sweet peas all the way across the top shelf. Looking very good. So I shall be down here with a little glass of wine, I think, over Christmas. When I get fed up of being indoors, I shall pop down and do just a little bit of potting on. These are the poppies. These are also the poppies. They look better now, don't they? Do you remember? They did look a messy little seedling, really scraggly. But I did say, didn't I, they will bulk right up and then be one of the best looking seedlings in the greenhouse. You wait. Then if you've got any delicate seedlings that have only just germinated, like these ones here, you can take the lid off today because it's nice and mild. These are samples that have only just arrived. So if you're wondering why on earth I've germinated sweet peas this late, that's the reason why. I couldn't wait. I'm desperate. They're so lovely. I was desperate to make sure that we had them for you to have a look at this summer. And I've got just a few more here. And here I've got my clary sage. Now, it doesn't need watering. The tray does not need watering, but the compost was a little bit low, so I've just given it a top dressing of compost, but I'm not going to water that in. I've just snuggled them down because these are another one that doesn't like a soggy bottom. So you want to keep this tray on the drier side. Obviously not dehydrated. Look at those fluffy little leaves. These are going to be magnificent. And these are the Glossum, and look at those. They get such pretty veining on their leaves as they grow. They make really beautiful plants to go in the garden. So again, these ones, just like the clary sage, not too much water. Keep them on the drier side. And you'll be rewarded with huge plants this spring. If you have any seedlings that you've pricked out and they are really a bit small, really tiny, best thing to do is just to give them a little watering and then put a lid over the top. And what will happen is that will stop them from wilting until they settle in. Just for a couple of days, it makes all the difference. And there we go, I'm going to put a timer on my phone so I don't forget to come and close it up again later. And you can see the leaves blowing gently in the breeze, that's what we want. I always ventilate my greenhouse when I don't want to work in there. And then I can safely shut it up when I do. Keep it nice and warm for me. Oh my goodness, what a difference. It feels so much fresher in here now. I think the plants have enjoyed this. Right, I'm going to shut it up again now. See how windy it is outside. Look at that grass. But look, you can see all the condensation's now cleared. So don't worry if it comes back. It's had a good blow through now. And that has made a world of difference to the plants. Actually, quite a lot of the compost looks visibly drier than it did this morning. I've got some plants out here on the terrace. I just wanted to remind you to keep an eye on them, because what can happen is if they're quite dry, they're likely to blow over in the wind. This one had it fallen over, and then what's happened is even if it rains, the rain's not getting into the pot because the pot was on its side. So I've just picked this one up and I've given it a water. That will make the pot heavy again, so less likely to fall over again. But also the plant does need the water, especially your eucalyptus. Don't forget, these plants are ticking over. So if they dry out completely, the foliage will die and then you'll have to cut the plant back. So if you're overwintering your eucalyptus, make sure that they're in a sheltered spot and your pots haven't blown over, and if they have, they'll need their water topping up.